Hey everybody, it's Paul Ramsey, and I'm joined by Celeste Hackett, who is presenting a 2-hour workshop at the 2017 NGH convention. Her topic is how you can make $100,000 a year, I'm assuming, in a hypnosis home office. How I make 6 figures working out of my home as a hypnotist, and how you can too. That is, we all want that, right, Celeste?
I think we do. That's why I'm doing this topic.
Yeah. So now we've never met before, so I need to get to know you a little bit. I want to hear about, how did you get into hypnotism?
Well, right out of high school, I became a radio announcer, and I did that for 24 years, and then I got fired. That's the short answer. Yeah, I got fired, and I was burned out because I had done it so long, and then I just thought, with all the ego that goes along with the radio business, another part of me wasn't satisfied, which was, I want to help people. And isn't that why most of us get into this anyway? Sure, we want to make money, and I love making money, but you can't really make the money if you're not also somebody who has a heart for helping people.
Right.
Yeah, so that comes first.
Did you go out in a blaze of glory like that old 70s movie Network where the guy was like, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it? Was it like that? Tell me it was. Come on.
No.
No? All right.
Petered out slowly. But you know what? I think it maybe has been a blaze of glory because now they all find me on the internet and I'm a hypnotist. And
there you go.
It's a much better career.
That's awesome. So let's see, people, if you're thinking about hanging out with Celeste, here's your learning objectives. You're going to identify 3 methods to remove blocks to your success in attaining a 6-figure income. We're going to list 5 proven marketing and promotional strategies to help attain a 6-figure income. You're going to list necessary hypnotic training and techniques that sustain a 6-figure practice. And you're going to list the benefits of becoming a hypnosis instructor for attaining a 6-figure income. These all seem very reasonable. What do you think the real value of doing this with them in these 2 hours is going to be for them?
Would you read the title of my class again?
I love you already. Make $100,000 in a hypnotism home office, right? This is what it's about. It's about being sustainable, right? It's not just about the money. It's about being sustainable.
That's right. And I do want to say this, since I'm given the chance. A lot of people say that they make 100 or 6 figures, 100,000 or 6 figures out of a home office or just in hypnosis as a career. But very few people show their tax returns. I'm going to be showing my tax returns.
Really?
You're going to see that it is absolutely true. It can be done. And I think that's one of the reasons why I want to do this class, because I go to the convention and I see people, a lot of people, they love hypnosis and they want to make money at it, but they're really struggling to make the income. And you don't have to. You can make $100,000 a year or more. There are hypnotists making more than me, obviously. But I'm going to show you a way to do it that I think you'll really like. It's a comfortable and easy day. I only work 4 days a week. I have 2-hour lunches. My day breathes. So my clients come in at 9:30, 11:30. Those are my morning times. Most of the time they're in and out in an hour. So that's real nice for me. I can do whatever I want during, between sessions. And then I'm back again at 3:30 and 5:30 p.m. So it's a beautiful lifestyle.
That's great.
So I just really want people to learn about this so that they can be as happy as me.
Right? No, that's wonderful. I mean, I've said this in a couple of the other interviews that I've done, but one of the big things for me that got me into presenting at the convention in the first place was I got certified in 2004, and right away I started going to the convention, and I would sit in these sessions at some point, right? There's a lot of sessions you can go to. So it's not like it was every session, but at least once each day, I would sit in a session where the presenter would say, all right, so just want to get to know everyone. Like, how many of you are in full-time practice? And like a few hands would go up. And then they go, okay. How many of you are in part-time practice? And a few more. Most of the people who were there weren't even practicing. And if they were, it was most often part-time practice. And like, you can choose whatever you want as a lifestyle decision, right? But I thought to myself, was like, you're coming here, you're spending all this money to get certified. You're spending all this money each year to come and hang out at the convention. Clearly it's because you love hypnotism and you want to do it, right? So it's always been a thing for me of like, I've actually never presented at the convention on hypnotism. I've only presented on the other stuff to try to help my colleagues get more work and be like, you can do this. So I'm with you on this. I'm with you on this totally. Tell me a story, if you can, about a time when you had either like a light bulb moment or some kind of experience relative to this that really leapfrogged your capacity to run a better practice, you know, or be more successful.
Wow, I wasn't prepared for this question. I have a lot of light bulb moments, but specific to running my practice and making a six figures, I guess I'd have to say just that it can be done, just that you can do it. I think it's nice, and I don't know if you want the how-to and that I didn't figure out how to do it.
No, I don't want you to have to give away anything that would be in the workshop, but I just think you're such a great example of like, you did not get trained from square one to be a hypnotist, right? You were in radio. You don't have you might have got an MBA later, but do you have an MBA? No, right? Like you didn't go to business school. And so I think
I have no college.
You have no college at all.
High
See?
school.
And I think that's important for people to see that. Yeah. So I just like to hear, I always like to hear, like, I love people like you who have done that. You've built this. And like, I love hearing the stories from people of like how they sort of figured that out. And like, when they were like, no, I can do it. You know what I mean? That's all.
I think one of the main problems that stands in the way, and I figured this out just by going through it and looking back. One of the main things that causes people problems in being a full-time hypnotist, because they get out of class and they really want to do it. Isn't that right?
Right.
And they're
Absolutely.
and they have all these dreams, and they're thinking about all the ways they can apply hypnosis to cool things and how they're going to make money and help people. And so they get started and they're really putting their all into it. And then I always hear from them later, because you don't see them out there a lot of times. They're gone. And they were so on fire after class. You're like, what the heck? And so when I noticed, because I'm a trainer, so after a few years of talking to people, what I noticed the theme was they would say this: I was doing good until. And there was always something that just knocked them down. And I mean, it was like TKO, they're done. Or they're just barely trying, they're just trying and they're scratching with their claws to get back up. Something really knocked them down. And so there has to be a way that you can go through these hardships in life and yet still keep going. Whenever I first started my business, I started out of an apartment. And I want to tell you about just some of the things that happened to me while I was, because people think, oh, she must have the perfect life. You know, nothing probably ever wrong happened to you while you were building your practice. So let me see, really fast.
Tell me.
Let me tell you a few things, okay? When I first got married to my husband, I started my practice in 2006, but I trained in 2005 with Cal Banyan and Maureen Banyan. And they just taught me so much. But my mother-in-law despised me. She wanted us to get a divorce, and she was just always calling me and fussing at me, and just a very, very critical person. And that kind of knocked me down. My disabled niece came to live with me. I got chronic laryngitis while I was it was really bad. I got on steroids, and then I got real high blood pressure from that. So I had to figure all that out. My husband broke his ankle and lost his job and got really depressed and was laying around the house moaning and critical and upset about everything. He had health issues. And the whole time I'm doing hypnosis either out of my apartment or out of this house. I just kept going. My mom got cancer. My little sister got a divorce and she came to live with me. My sister's schizoaffective. So that was really fun. This was going on while I was running this practice. My other sister-in-law, Amanda, I shouldn't say her name. Well, anyway, I won't talk about her since I just said her name, but she had some issues and I helped her. Then I had another sister who was on the brink of homelessness and I had to help her out and help her make a transition. And guys, this is just a partial list. You know, I even broke my own ankle. I mean, it goes on and on because you know what? It's life. It happens. So you have to have a way that when these things happen, you get back up. And that's really sustaining your enthusiasm and your health and your mental health is
Yes.
probably one of the biggest keys to really making success at anything, and certainly at this. And
Yep.
so I'm going to talk about that in the class, how you do that, how you get
Cool.
back up again and again and again and again.
Good. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Because imagine if you had that same enthusiasm day after day, right?
Right.
That you
Right.
had
How
when
do
you got
you,
out of class.
yeah.
You'd be a multi-millionaire. I'm
Right.
not a multi-millionaire only because I'm very comfortable. You know, there comes to a point where you don't want to work that hard anymore. I'm 55. I had a birthday yesterday.
Oh, happy
Yes. And
birthday.
I've been doing this now 10 years or so, 12 years.
Yeah.
It's fun. I'm talking too much, Glenn.
No, you're good. You're good. No, this is what I want. I want people to see your energy and why you care about this topic, and you're giving us all that. That's fantastic. So just as a reminder for folks, we're talking about Saturday, August 12th at 11 a.m., 2-hour workshop, make 100,000 in a hypnotism home office. Do you ever think about opening a real office?
How dare you? I used to think about getting an office out of the home. But one thing that I value very, very much is time. The average commute in the United States of America is about 52 minutes round trip, about 24 minutes or so each way. Just imagine what you could do if you had that, an extra hour a day.
Yep.
So I use that time.
Yep.
And in between sessions, like if you're out at an office, because I did actually have an office because I had to a couple of times. I had an office out at the home. I had an office out of the home 2 different times because one time there was road construction in front of my house. And the other time was because when I was working out of the apartment, they started doing construction work on the apartment. It's too loud. So I went out for a little while, 6 months each time to see how I liked it. And one of the things that I found is, maybe I set 2-hour blocks for my clients, but most of the time I'm done in an hour to an hour and a half at the most.
Yeah.
But with really difficult clients or difficult problems, or if you open a can of worms, you don't want to go, well, we're done. So I like to have a little more time. And so what I found was, and sometimes I've done 15-minute sessions, 30-minute sessions. It's just what's needed. And so you get done and then you're waiting for all the rest of the time for the next client. It's a waste of time. When I could be here putting on a face mask, going for a jog, washing my dogs, keeping up with the laundry, not that I really do that, and doing some of the things that I like. I'm an organic gardener, so I like to get out and dig in the dirt, and then right before clients come, I run in and I wash up. I just love that life to be at home. I guess I'm a homebody. So yes, I've thought of it. I've even done it. I like this much better.
Yeah, good for you. I think that's an important consideration. If anyone's thinking about coming and spending this time with you, it should be one of the things that they think about being congruent with spending this time with you, is that they should think of this not just as their professional development, but this is a lifestyle. It can be a lifestyle choice that develops with your professional development, right? Is one of the great things about our profession is you have the ability to just not be in that mold that a lot of other people are in. I think that's important.
Yeah, it's definitely a whole lifestyle. And you have to be comfortable with people coming in your home. I love people. I'm from a big family. We always had a lot of people in our house, so it doesn't bother me. And then you have to be, we're going to talk about safety issues and how to keep yourself safe working from home, because that is something that you need to consider as well.
Sure. Good. All right. Well, you've been fantastic, and I want to make sure that we keep your core content safe and something that you share in August. Thank you so much for making this time for me. I really appreciate it.
No, this has been fun. I love this. I'm a
All right.
ham, so it's fun for me too.
All right, you guys, hang out with Celeste. Learn how to get things going to that next direction or that next level of performance. This is the kind of stuff that the convention is all about. August 12th, 11 a.m. Make 100,000 in a hypnosis home office. Thank you, Celeste.
See you later, alligator.
Bye-bye.